You take out Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. You take out Giannis Antetokounmpo, and you lose to Jamal Murray. This man turns into Swaggy P with the chop every time. Like, bro, I don't need to talk about Paul George anymore. Oh, but Sage, one, my ears, bro. You're loud. And two, how do you know they're not gonna win the championship this season? Well, one, I'm loud. Listen here. I think it would be safe to say that over the last week or so, the NBA community has done nothing but show me support, love, and acceptance. And being able to see all the people that you used to watch every single damn day finally recognize you, whether it's a follow on Twitter, a shout out on Twitter, or even being able to talk to these guys one-on-one every single day is just something surreal, bro. You wouldn't understand unless it happened to you. But with all of these things being said, you know, I lost my voice on stream, done nothing but stream since because the stream don't really give a fuck. But I've refrained from making YouTube videos until it comes back because, hey, if it ain't S-tier content, I ain't putting it on my channel. But this shit right here being in the back of my mind every damn day, thinking someone has the unmitigated gall to challenge me. This is a challenge. He said it like it's something that would be a feat. Compared to your friends, they know nothing. I'm smarter than them. I'm more ruthless. I'm flat out louder. I'm more clever, and I don't give a fuck. I just don't. And every day that went by, I suffered. I woke up seeing this tweet every day just to remind myself that there is still true pain in this world, and I will not be absolved of this pain until this is off of my chest, until I can put this little whatever the fuck this is away once and for all, because this was the biggest insult I've ever received in my life. And I was gonna save it for the 20K special, but then I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'ma choose violence. After all, if you fuck with me on Twitch, any reaction I do, you already know what type of timing I'm on. I just want to get right to the content. So in this video, you will feel pain if you're a Clippers fan. In this video, you will hear the most disgusting, vile, and somehow factual things about this failure of a franchise from the past, present, and definitely the future. In this video, you will rejoice as a Lakers fan. Lakers fans, rise up. This is the moment you've waited for, because this damn gnat-ass franchise, no matter what we do, we swing at it and we kill a couple of his buddies, but over and over and over and over, this franchise just likes to fuck with us, and they can't fuck with us. And outside of true pain, one other thing they'll learn is that they can't fuck with us, and they're gonna learn that right now. And lastly, but certainly not least, in this video, you will learn not to test my body, nigga, because I will slander whoever the fuck, whatever the fuck, and however the fuck I want to do it at any point in time. And I don't script anything, right? So this is all coming from the heart. But trust me, I'm a cold motherfucker sometimes. So without further ado, let's get to the content. A lot of you guys may not know that this team used to be in Buffalo, and I could really end the video right here because it basically sums up the franchise. But I'd say after a cool 5-6 year stunt, they were just gone or irrelevant. But in this case, it was both. They had no division titles, no conference titles, and they damn well ain't had no championship. Then they took their talents to San Diego, but it was the exact same production, so who cares? But then they come to LA with a very original looking logo, to say the least. And yet again, they struggled until around 1992, where they finally made the playoffs. Woohoo! In fact, the 2 times that they made the playoffs before moving to Staples, they basically got swept in the first round twice. So I really want to skip past that, but nah, for my old heads, there you go. Your team was irrelevant. That's why nobody was a Clippers fan growing up. I just wanted to bring that up. Oh, and then you get Dominique Wilkins. He averages 25 and then leaves you the following season. So you suck and you're inept. Okay, cool. Then they moved to Staples, made the playoffs, I think, 1 time. And if they did, they got swept, but I don't know if that was a permanent move or the temporary move. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. At this point in history, and really until they signed Chris Paul, that's what the Clippers were. A team that struggled to make the playoffs, yet that was their goal, to simply make the playoffs. And outside of 2005, if they did, they never won anything. And the 2005-06 season was really an anomaly because they never made the playoffs again until like 2012. So yeah, pre-modern day Clippers basketball, it ain't it, right? But yet there's somehow Clippers fans. You see why I don't believe in this fan base? You see why I don't think they exist? Outside of loving alley-oops or hating LeBron James, nobody's a fan of that team. Seriously, what kind of program is it? Like, what kind of human just wakes up, gets introduced into basketball, and goes, I'ma choose the Clippers? Like, bro, what? But let's get to modern day basketball where the Clippers are semi-relevant. Led by Chris Paul and Nissan's hot girl, they were the Clippers. It was Lob Lob City. They had baby LeBron, who's currently a bum bitch ruining Lonzo's progression. Baby LeBron, like what the fuck? Bro! Caron Butler, who was an all-star for a little bit, then pretty much, nah. LeBron James is Gurr and Mo Williams, the man who only scores off dunks in DeAndre Jordan, Randy Foye, Swaggy P, and Kenyon Martin. I mean, we get the gist, right? Oh, and for this season, they had the remains of Chauncey Billups. Yeah, this team was kind of cool to watch in the regular season, I guess. But when you get to the playoffs, throwing the ball up and praying another grown-ass man dunks it every time, it isn't the most 500 IQ play. Let's just leave it at that. And even though they won their second playoff series in league history, congratulations, they got swept by the Spurs. And at that point, I'm like, the Grizzlies took us to 7 games. The Spurs swept us. 2 of the best defensive teams in the league at this point in time. Do we still want to play alley-oop basketball? Well, you know the Clippers gonna Clipper, so yes, they did. You want to know why they did? Clout. Lob City. What you gonna do if you're not throwing lobs after all, right? You're actually gonna, like, win with Chris Paul? Oh, fuck no, bro. We gotta throw these lobs, bro. Kia's hot girl wouldn't be cool with it. He wouldn't look too good if he wasn't throwing the ball in the rim. She a hot girl. She do hot shit. Like, you feel me? Like, she don't really hoop for real. But everybody wants to simp over her, and everybody's talking about, oh yeah, next big thing, next big thing. I bet we have Chris Paul, who's one of the most talented point guards, if not the most talented point guard, along with the quote next big thing. Like, we paid now, you know what I'm saying? Throw the ball up, slam the ball, whoop, whoop, fuck no. The biggest thing this franchise ever accomplished was dunking on a nigga who's literally the bid of the NBA. This motherfucker, Brandon Knight, was on everybody's highlight reel. The Clippers essentially got birthday licks on Brandon Knight and then thought they was like MMA or some shit. Like, y'all ain't about shit for real. Fuck, y'all think y'all gangsta? Y'all think y'all tough? Let me remind you guys that the face of your franchise was an overhyped hot girl who jumped over a car and was called a superstar. And Chris Paul, who I'm not gonna lie, fucks with. But even he couldn't save that franchise. After all, for Clippers fans and for the Clippers franchise, simply making the playoffs was an accomplishment. So when they made it to the second round and got swept, it was like, oh shit, we did a good job. But in 2015, they were like, wait a minute, what if we try to win a title? We keep winning 50 games every goddamn season. We keep making the playoffs, but we either lose to a defensive team that guards us or an offensive team that's just better than us. However, in the 2014-15 season, it appeared everything had aligned for this franchise. The team that directly took them out in 6 games dealt with injury the entire season. And then in terms of winning the title altogether, Miami took a L in losing LeBron to Cleveland, along with Chris Bosh having blood clots, and Indiana was down bad with the loss of Paul George. Or when I say down bad, not yet. Nope, not yet. But yeah, playoff P hurt his knee. In short, there were several title contenders who were on the way down, while the Clippers were definitely trending upward. JJ Redick entered his second season with the franchise and definitely had good numbers. They signed Big Baby Davis off the bench, traded for Austin Rivers, still had guys like Matt Barnes and Jamal Crawford, and then Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan even made the All-NBA team. All 3 of them at the same time. That doesn't happen much. So essentially what you're hearing right now is one of the deeper teams in the league also has one of the better high-end talents. What if I told you they lost in the second round? Oh my god, that sounds familiar. Hey yo, this is the beauty of not scripting shit, bruh. Praise the Clippers for being so consistent in the modern era, bro. But not yet. Their time is coming. You see, I want the pain to slowly rise up and slowly enter the sternum. I'm not giving them the grace of just shooting them in the head. Nah, they gonna feel all of the pain. And the OGs already know when you hear Pain's music, it's up. But back to the subject at hand. Yes, these niggas somehow lost in the second round after beating the defending champions in the first round. And I went back and I watched a couple games from that series, especially the game 7. And rewatching the game, I'm not gonna lie, they earned that shit. I'm not even gonna call him the Kia hot girl this time. Blake Griffin showed up. And Chris Paul, after pulling a hammy in the first quarter, hits the biggest shot of the game to basically seal the deal.
Green on Paul, and he got it! 1 second left! Clippers by 2!
So for them to knock off the defending champions with an injured Chris Paul, Blake Griffin just looking insane in the series, even rewatching it, I'm like, okay, these Clippers surely did something, right? Well, they went against the Houston Rockets, led by a duo in James Harden and Dwight Howard, who really didn't fuck with each other at all. But Sage, Chris Paul was hurt in the first 2 games. They won a game without him. In fact, they went up 3-1. Holy shit. They were up 19 in game 6 too. Holy shit. And on top of both of those things, James James Harden didn't play in the fourth quarter because not only was he bad offensively, but defensively 2015 Harden, come on now, bruh. But you guys blew that lead to Corey Brewer and Josh Smith. Them niggas scored 29 points in 15 minutes compared to the donut that Kia's hot girl put up. And you know, if you do something like that, game 7, you're probably gonna lose, which they did, therefore losing the series. Now, question here, Mr. Vini, do you want me to just end the video right here or some shit? Like, you think I'm about to show you mercy? You think I'm not gonna show you true pain? Don't make a 3-1 joke. Everybody makes 3-1 jokes. Nigga, it ain't me. But you wanna know why everyone makes 3-1 jokes? It's because it's all you guys do. You set up your expectations to win the title. Everything goes fucking right for your franchise. It's just one team you gotta get out the way. You don't even meet them because you blow a 3-1 lead in the second fucking round. You wanted me to go, oh, that's gonna do it for today's videos. Been your boy T. No! The true evisceration has only begun. Because this story, these narratives, almost exactly, the expectations and opportunity all line up for this franchise one final time. And you wanna know what happened to them? Kawhi Leonard and Paul George joined the Clippers, and everybody's like, woohoo, fuck LeBron, yay! We have the Claw, we have Playoff P, we have I cut on my day once for the win, 4K Trez, we have the Rough Rider Pitbull Patrick Beverly, we have 6 men like Lou Will, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, you're done for. Well, maybe if Kawhi Leonard wasn't putting on some fake crown, maybe if Playoff P didn't give himself a goddamn nickname, maybe if Patrick Beverly took a fucking shower, he looks like a goddamn bum, but he wanna talk crazy instead of getting buckets. I know, I'd be mad too. Maybe if your team focused on yourselves and locked in and had the mental stability to just not fumble the fucking bag, we might be having a different conversation. I might respect your franchise. But no. Blowing a 3-1 lead is culture. Blowing 15 plus point leads, same thing as culture. And disappointment has just been a trend in your franchise's history. Imagine being a nigga named Kawhi Leonard, the Paul Print, the Scratch, the Prince of Rivet City himself. You take out Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. You take out Giannis Antetokounmpo, and you lose to Jamal Murray. Like, no Daniel Green didn't win back-to-back going to LA before Kawhi did. I know that ain't happened, bro. I know that ain't happened. Finals MVP, best player in the world, Kawhi. He's just a broken-ass robot that needs an iOS update, but he's probably an Android nigga. That nigga's on the Google Play Store. Broke-ass DNS server. He runs out of gas all the time. I guess that's why you have to load manage another grown man, but you know, pause on that, right? And is that defensive slippage I'm seeing out of you, Kawhi? Mr. Best Perimeter Defender of all time, if not best defender of all time? Are you slipping? You getting tired? Is scoring the ball too much for you now? Cause Streets was saying you're better than LeBron James, who's not only a better scorer and playmaker, but he defends when he needs to too, but you know, he's just lazy. Or I guess if you call it load management, then it's okay, right? Yeah, whatever. Hell, Streets just forgot about Kevin Durant, but they said you was better than him too. A guy who's simply a better scorer than you, plays elite defense as well, and he gets a lot of shit for being on the Warriors, but his finals MVP are a lot more than the okay, you guarded LeBron James award, you know what I'm saying? Hell, Streets saying you just instantly better than Steph Curry too. Took you to 6 games with a hobbled Klay Thompson and without Kevin Durant on a roster that was mainly built around having Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. Ran a whole box and one on a 6'3" light skin and Under Armours and still took you to 6 games. But you know, King Kawhi, right? Man, if y'all don't go the fuck head slicing this 6'7" action figure, this motherfucker ain't got no batteries, he's never charged, and apparently now he needs a playmaker to work. But you know, King Kawhi, shut the fuck up. Oh, but wait, we haven't met Playoff P yet. This top 15 player that somehow jumped into everybody's top 5 or some shit. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense because how the absolute fuck was this duo ever even compared to LeBron and AD? But maybe that's in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe Playoff P is. Oh, what, he's a burden to Kawhi Leonard now? You're king? Holy fuck. Oh yeah, W fan base. Struggles in the playoffs and now he becomes Kawhi Leonard's burden? Really? But even if he is, I don't really give a shit because he does suck in the playoffs. This man turns into Swaggy P with the chop every time. Like, bro, I don't need to talk about Paul George anymore. Done that a million times. And Patrick Beverly, you find yourself being the 3rd most relevant Clipper. But you're not fucking good. You just talk a lot. You set yourself up for failure every time. And even when you are showing out, how long does that last? Holy shit, I see why he's a relevant Clipper now. And he has the audacity to talk to guys like Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Like, bro, who are you? Oh, but Sage, who are you? Did you just try to check me, bro? Who are you? But yeah, your franchise players are Patrick Patrick Beverly, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George. Your alleged king still demands a point guard that he hasn't gotten. You lost Rondo to the fucking Hawks. And even though you signed Serge Ibaka, the Lakers still had a better offseason. Hell, a lot of teams had a better offseason. But wait, it gets better. You signed Paul George to the super duper max. The same player that everybody makes fucking fun of every goddamn day will make $50 million at the age of 35, bruh. Hey, did Kawhi get? Oh. You know, maybe I'm just biased here, but it sounds like history's about to repeat itself again. You were relevant for one good season. You had a chance to make the finals. You blew it in the second round. Now prepare to go back to irrelevancy. Because once again, the right time for you guys to win a title, you fucking blew it. And that's why nobody spares you of 3-1 jokes. Nobody spares you of 20-point lead jokes. Because that is literally the consistency and the epitome of your entire franchise. Blown opportunity, irrelevancy, and just flat out disappointment. It never fucking screams champion, does it? Oh, but Sage, one, my ears, bro. You're loud. And two, how do you know they're not gonna win the championship this season? Well, one, I'm loud. Listen here, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about your damn ears, bruh. You're gonna feel every single possibility, every single outcome of pain in this fucking video. Two, how do I know you're not gonna win shit? It's the same song and dance. While everyone else develops talent, everyone else has leadership, everyone else has a proper game plan. The Clippers just trade for talent, sign talent, and tell them to score buckets and play defense. Alleged Clippers fans, have you ever looked at your roster? Everyone does the same thing, but to a different level. It's 3-and-D player after 3-and-D player after 3-and-D player after 3-and-D player after 3-and-D player. The only exception is either a big man that can't shoot or Lou Williams. And in Lou Williams' case, one, he sucks in the playoffs. Two, he's undersized, so his impact only matters so much. Three, and most importantly, his offense isn't a new dynamic to the team outside of a pick and roll play. And I literally mean a play. If you have Lou Williams being a primary pick and roll partner all game, say goodbye, your team's not making the playoffs. But bro don't really give a shit as long as he got his wings, right? The point is, your team is generic as fuck. Sure, on 2K you can win a fucking championship, but in real life that can be schemed for. Simply being able to shoot threes and play defense at many different levels isn't gonna make you instant title contenders. But hey, at least the future, oh, the future's Paul George, oh yeah. Literally most of the future was sacrificed and the remains were invested into Paul George. And I don't know about you guys, but we're in an era where superstars are always on the go, and consistent failure on a one-year deal, I don't know, Kawhi Leonard don't sound like he gonna come back to that. But he is a robot, you know what I'm saying? He has no emotions. Maybe if you just hack him, he'll stay. Your team is a failure. Your team is inept. Your team is the embodiment of disappointment, and it's only downhill from here. And if it ever rises up again, just know it will fall right back down. You've blown 2 3-1 leads in your franchise's history. Both were alleged super teams with title contention. Never forget that. But that's gonna do it for today's video. It's been your boy TSO Sage. Alvini, much love, bro. I love you, boy. Everybody else in the NBA community, same thing. And for everybody that watched this video, trust me, this video will never expire. Come back to this video whenever you feel like the Clippers are somehow relevant, will somehow rise up. This comment section will never die because it will be an endless cycle of failure. But with all that being said, if you guys like the video, like the video. If you like my content, subscribe. Why the fuck you watching my shit and you're not subscribed? But it's been your boy TSO Sage. Fuck the Clippers eternally. I love you all. Take care and stay blessed.
It's young Phenom, yeah, I got the cannon. If a nigga talk too much, I gotta blame him. I wonder where the hate come from. Gotta be a dum-dum undercover someone. You one of my children. Is it the paper, the moolah, the haters, the rumors, the leaked news of me and your shorty and Kama Sutra? I might just shoot you. Guns blazing, my little Ruger. It's not a blooper. In the Honda, I just maneuver. Italian spot where they serve my fettuccine. Make sure my linguine super steamy and not too creamy. Toasty panini, couple bites of tortellini. I'm feeling dreamy. Phone buzzing, she wanna see me. On my way to the biddy, you know the vibes, bro. My drip is hydro, big waves up in my Tado. I'm in a Tahoe, big body Uber on time home. While me and my driver talking bullshit, smoking tobacco.